Welcome back to another electric video, you beautiful electric eels. Today we're doing a shell challenge. If you don't know what a shell challenge is, it's basically you're given a shell of a house that's only walls and ceilings and you have to build something. So we're gonna jump right into the clip, and I hope you guys enjoy these types of videos. If you would like to tell me what you think, comment section below, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and let's just jump right into it. Okay, so this was the Plumbella Plumbevil shell challenge. I don't know if she's still doing like submissions for this or not, but as you can see, we're starting off with looking at the shell, figuring out what we're gonna do with this shell. I apologize in advance for all the like shifting back and forth. It should get better. So we were starting off trying to think of like, okay, so what are we gonna do? And this looked like very like Key Westy, and I kind of liked it, but it just really wasn't the vibe that we were going for. The roofing for this shell was a nightmare. Like an absolute this little 1x3 block just, I didn't know what to do. So we started off thinking like, okay, well maybe we can make it like a little balcony that you can walk out onto, and then you can put like a little greenhouse. That's what we were kind of thinking going for, but it just, no matter how I did the roofs, it just looked so bad. So as you can see here, we're just still fiddling around with all of the roofs. We ended up taking a roof off of that piece, and we're gonna end up using it as like a fireplace kind of vibe in the future. This downstairs area, we didn't know what we were gonna do. I figured, I really liked having the front door here. I thought that would be a really cool option, but we decided from like talking with the chat and stuff, because I filmed this originally live on Twitch, that maybe it could be really cool to have like a bridge or a pathway over this big empty space. So you see this now, we're kind of looking around different different flooring to start making the bridge. I think that this turned out really cool. I'm really proud of this. Thinking to add a bridge was something that I don't know if many other people thought to do this, but I think it ended up looking really cool. Like I said, I don't really know if she's still taking submissions for this one, but I mean, we made something pretty cool. I love these little, I don't know what they're called, the lining of the pillars. I think that that's really cute. So we're just kind of adding that everywhere, fiddling around with the roof because it was sticking through the roof. It was clipping. It made me really sad, but we ended up figuring it out anyway. Adding our flooring. So the vibe that we started to go with now, once we kind of figured out that, ooh, a bridge could look really cute, we're thinking, well, maybe we can do like a garden down there. And you guys know witchy aesthetic is my aesthetic. So we were like, oh, okay, well, we can do like maybe like a little witchy aesthetic. And then I was trying to figure out what to do with these corner pieces, and I thought, maybe we can do a trellis. Maybe a trellis could be a cool idea. And, I think that it turned out pretty good. And of course, this is from stream, so there's going to be alerts that are popping up and stuff. I haven't figured out how I might have to open up like a second OBS or something to figure out what we're going to do with these videos. Because I think it would be cool just to record the gameplay separately and then be able to just put on top like my webcam so that I can do a voiceover over it and you guys can still see me and we can feel a little bit more connected freely. But for now, I just downloaded the VOD from Twitch and I sped it up really fast. This was a 4.5 hour stream and I condensed it down into 30 minutes. So yeah, that's why it's a little too fast sometimes. Here I'm just adding some more plants, figuring out what the trellis is going to look like. We ended up adding a trim around it. And then I remembered that Discover University had all of these corner vine pieces. And I was trying to make these work, but they just really didn't work. They were all like too tall and they all had weird placements of like the vines coming off. So we didn't end up doing that. But it was a cool concept. It was something that I would have liked for it to work out, but you can see, like, look at the bottoms. it just really wasn't working. It just really wasn't working. I really wanted to add lots of vines, but it wasn't the vibe that ended up going through. We also are using debug in this, so that's where these vines come from. You can do bb.show hidden objects to find these and then type debug, and it'll show you all the different plants and extra items and stuff. It's also where we got this little mushroom from, and I think you guys will really like what we ended up doing with these little mushrooms. I believe that that's also from Discovery University. Don't quote me on that. So now we're just adding more railing, really starting to figure out the front area of this build. I am a type of person that I like to finish the complete outside of a build before I move inside. I like to kind of see the vibe of, what are we going to do with the plants? What is the outside of the house going to look like? And so that's what I did here is we just started filling with the plants. Because if the house on the outside looks ugly, it's hard for me to get inspiration for the inside of the house. So I really have to always figure out how I do that. Those little floating blue flowers are also in debug. Those are from Strangerville, I believe. Yeah, I think Strangerville. So now we're just kind of hiding this weird triangle on the corner. It just was... Plumbella, if you ever watch this video, those corner pieces were evil, but also at the same time keep making crazy shell challenges because it makes my creative juices flow. So I had stopped playing Sims for a while, and I was really looking for a new game that I could play, that I could make a lot of content with, that I could make YouTube content, and it would be easy also for my future sponsors for me to be able to make sponsored content. And I was like, well, The Sims is really just the play because there's so many different challenges out here. This is called a shell challenge. So basically you're given a shell by whoever made the shell, and you can't move any of the walls. You can only build a lot off of the walls that you are given. You cannot move, delete, reshape. It's just, those are the walls. And I loved this one because it was very difficult, right? But we ended up creating something so cool. And this is a house that I would have never built by myself. I would have never built this. I would have never added this deep well of a hole in the middle of the house. I wouldn't have done that. So this definitely added lots of inspiration to my mind. We're also adding a trellis on this side, kind of tying in that other weird triangle area, just to kind of pull it in, add it in. And I think it was a really great way of camouflaging those pieces, those really weird pieces. And also there's little triforces in them too. It's kind of cute, Oh, this was definitely a challenge. But going back to what I was talking about, I will be having a lot more Sims content on this YouTube channel. I really want to try to do one challenge a day on stream, or if we're playing League of Legends or whatever, so there's not going to always be uploads that are the Sims uploads. But most of the time, I like doing variety. I really do. But I also understand for me to grow my channel, I should probably focus on more one style of gaming content. And so on stream, I'll probably play, League of Legends. But on my YouTube channel, we're probably going to be uploading a lot more of Sims Challenge, Animal Crossing, building stuff, things that really go along with that theme. I will probably also be making a YouTube channel that's just my Twitch VODs, because I have been watching a lot of Sims YouTubers, and Sims YouTubers really know how to do the content game. They only stream for a couple hours, and then they make videos off of their YouTube streams, and it's just really smart. So you can see what I'm doing here is I'm adding rooms so that all of these little trellises can also have that top lining. I don't remember what it's called, but it just looked so nice and I needed it. So I had to go back through and add rooms and walls so that the trellises have the ornamental thing like they're supposed to. Also, we ended up, instead of using terrain paint, we decided to use pathing, which is something that I never do. But as you can see here, this is how we use the mushrooms. We size up the mushrooms to different sizes, and then we put lamps inside the mushrooms so that it looked like that the mushrooms were glowing, a very magical, whimsical kind of vibe. I loved how this turned out. I'm so glad that I found these mushrooms in Debug. And then we're just going through and I'm trying to blend the pathing, the floor tiles into the world so it doesn't look as like blunt. So we're just adding a bunch of different plants to make it look like that. I try to use the same types of plants. I usually use between like 4 and 5 different types of plants so that it's a little bit more cohesive, but I like my builds to be very lush. I like to have lots of plants. I like it to look like you stumbled upon a forest dwelling anywhere that I go. And then I also changed up the colors of the mushrooms so that they all weren't white, just to give it a little bit more variety, you know. Adding more lights up onto the trellises so that the trellises have light at nighttime. It's very important for me to have like lightness at nighttime for my builds. I think that that's like the prettiest time to show off a house is at nighttime. So now I'm starting to work on this bottom section, and we decided to make it a pool. We were trying to make it a pond or a fountain at first, but on stream we were just kind of like, you know, it would be kind of cool if that looked like a lake, like a pond underneath the house, like the house was built on top of a pond. And so we did it. I also used the flower covered water because there's so many flowers on this lot. The petals would totally fall into the water. And I've gone up to go to the bathroom. This is a 4.5 hour stream. So I didn't really feel like cutting down each section. I just kind of squished it together. And in the future, I might do it differently. But for this one, at least, this is my first one of uploading, you know, a build challenge that I did on stream for The Sims. I also decided to delete those pillars because I couldn't put pillars down into the water, and that was pretty frustrating because I feel like, you know, if you make docks and stuff, pillars go into water, but I couldn't do it into the pool. I think that would be such a cool thing if The Sims would allow us to put pillars in the pool, because we could build all these really cool like porticoches and like that kind of stuff. And so I realized that I needed a way to get into the pool, and there's this basement area that was included in this shell challenge that we had to include. So I put the entrance in there, and yes, technically you could just like jump in the pool and break into the house. But you know, this is The Sims, so we're just gonna pretend that doesn't happen. You know, we're just gonna pretend that doesn't exist. So we're starting to figure out like the color of the house that we're gonna do, the bricks, if we're gonna do siding or if we're gonna do plaster or if we're gonna do, you know, masonry, how we're gonna do the pool. I also wanted the pool to be very lit within. I wanted it to glow very ethereal-like. So I was trying to figure out different kinds of lights, and it wasn't really working how I wanted it to. It just like the lighting in water doesn't glow as much as I wanted it to. So I ended up finding these like spotlights, and those spotlights gave me the look that I was wanting. And I ended up moving them down a little bit more so it just looked like just the water was glowing, and that gave me the vibe that I wanted. I wanted the water when it was nighttime to just like glow from within, like it was beautiful and whimsical and magical. So now I'm figuring out what I'm doing with the house, where the brick is going to be, what color brick I'm going to be using, what siding I'm going to be using. I ended up sticking with a dark gray and red toned brick. Also, I really wanted to put this house on a foundation, but because of that pool, because of that basement section, it was so difficult. And with all of the trellises and everything that I had added, you guys can see I struggled with this for a long time, because if all of the foundation had just gone on all of the fences, it would have been fine. But there was multiple times where, like, look, you can see like the fences just didn't have foundation on one side, and sometimes they did and sometimes they didn't, and it was so infuriating. So I just decided to just not put this house on a foundation at all, which was a little strange. I'm not used to having a foundation because I really like porches, I really like stairs, and it just was weird to not have that. But I think we ended up blending it pretty well, that it looked nice. And this is me starting to figure out, like, what are we going to do with the back? What are we doing with this chimney? How are we going to make this chimney look real? Ended up putting a real chimney inside the chimney. Chimney. Chimney is a fun word. And then we put that little vent on top of it as well. I realized that fiddling with the foundations, some things got removed. So this is us, figuring out how the outside of the house is looking. And I think it's starting to come together really good. I had never put trims on roofs. I actually noticed that I've been watching a lot of Sims content. Like, creators I've been watching are like Lil Simsy and Plumbella. Those are like my favorites. Every time they upload a video, I watch their videos. They're just so fun to watch and so funny. And honestly, they really inspired me to just, because they upload so much stuff all the time, like every single day, and they're still not running out of ideas. And it's just wild to me. So I was like, wow, there's a lot of content in the Sims community, and I love playing The Sims, and I play The Sims all the time off stream. So I was like, well, why don't we just make some Sims content? So we decided on white windows. It kind of helped to lighten up because the walls are kind of dark, and the railing is dark, and everything is pretty dark. So we ended up using white windows, which I think ended up looking really, really nice. I thought that I had deleted the trellis, but it was still there. It was just the different sides and stuff. I added that cute little area over there. It just had like plants on it. It just was to make it look more symmetrical, and it ended up. I like hiding things and figuring out creative ways to hide things. So that was a way that I hid it not being symmetrical on that side. Just adding more windows, doing the thing. These are all Seasons windows, I believe. I really like Seasons. I just got Seasons. That's another thing, is a lot of the time on The Sims, I never had like the extra money to just keep spending like $30, $40, $50, $60 all the time on The Sims. Also, this weird triangle piece on the back, we're adding another trellis. Okay, we're adding another trellis because trellises hide things, and it's cute, and it's a great way to make it not look crazy. And in my real house one day, I really want to have lots of trellises. I think that would be really cool. So at this point, I was like, maybe we could use this wall to put a TV on. Maybe this could be like a really cool outdoor seating area. And y'all, it took some finagling. As you can see, it really took some finagling, but when we got it, I'm really proud of this backyard. It's a very small backyard. I didn't realize how small this shell challenge was, but it's actually incredibly small. So I went through and I added the diamond pattern to this trellis. I think that it turned out really, really pretty. Added the tiles on top so that it's dirt as well. So, in my brain, it seems like there's dirt on top of it. So, of course, plants can grow on it. It's not just empty, I guess. And so this is the trellis area that we figured out for the backyard. I still have a lot of things just sitting around because I didn't know what I was going to be using. And we added the back door, and we're adding this like little seating area. I ended up just making that a room with a fence, and then added the flooring on the bottom and then deleting the fence. I know that there has to be another way to do this, but I just couldn't figure it out. And also, we're using flooring again for outdoors. Something, again, that I just never do, but I think it turned out looking really nice, especially hiding it with so many plants. So now I'm just kind of looking around and seeing what am I going to do next. I really, really wanted to make this foundation work. I really did, because it looked so nice. Having stairs up to the house and having stairs, like, it just looked really nice. Oh, hello. I don't know what that was about, but that was me yesterday. I don't remember. So I guess in the future I will edit that out, I guess. Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard for me to just edit out pieces and then speed it up like I did here. And we took a 4.5-hour video and sped it up to 30 minutes. So I'm just trying to figure out, I've never used this rug before, this like amoeba rug. That's kind of what I called it. I didn't know what else to call it, but I think it ended up turning out pretty cute. I also put the globe outside. I didn't know that the globe was alcohol. I thought that the globe was like, I don't know, like it would put up your intelligence skill or your whatever, that stuff. But no, it's alcohol. So I put that outside. I also found this really cool planter that I wanted to do something with, but I didn't end up doing anything with it. And to cover up that weird triangle wall that was bumping out, we just extended the trellis over. I think that this was a really pretty and cute way to continue on and add kind of like a trim to the house without it being a trim. We did have to go back later and move some of the plants around so they weren't clipping through the house. And I can't wait for you guys to see what I did with the inside. I'm super proud of this. I really love this planter box as well. I think that's from Get Together, but I couldn't get it to work right. And then I remembered that there was these vines, these like trellis vines. And I was like, oh, this is it. We're adding these in. And I found these planter boxes and they just fit perfectly. And so I just made sure that those were all lined. Like, plants would be growing on it anyway. I really wanted it to feel very, lagoon. Like a lagoon. Yes. Like a house built on a lagoon. A magical, whimsical lagoon. Just doing some more landscaping, adding rocks. Again, I love very lush landscaping. As I go through these build challenges, I think my building style is definitely going to change a lot. I have a lot to learn. I don't consider myself like an amazing builder by any way, but I do have a very particular style to my building. And I would like to evolve that as we go, and I think I will. So we just added some trees. I sized them down and up and down by using bracket, and it adds so much more variety to your build when you have like similar plants, the same plant, but you just rotate it and then size it up or down. It really, really adds so much variety. So we're just continuing to landscape, adding more plants and flowers, because when you don't know what to do and something looks ugly, we add plants and flowers. That's what we do. That's how we do it, baby. So lots and lots of plants. I really wanted to add these hydroponic planters, but I remembered that you have to be able to walk all the way around them to plant all of them, so they just weren't going to work there. And then I figured we could add some, small planters, maybe add some flowers, like maybe the sim that lives here is a florist, and they could grow all the different flowers that they needed, because it's a very lush Laguna feel, and I just feel like this women's that lives here would be magical in some way, even if she's not like actually a witch sim, that she is either an herbalist or a florist working with the earth. It's very secluded, the lot that I chose to take it to as well. I also found these planters that I've never seen before with the purple flowers, but they just didn't work for this build. So this is just me going through debug, seeing all the things that I had never seen before. I usually don't build with debug, and because I've been watching Sims YouTubers, I have been discovering so many things in debug, so many things that I never knew existed, and has made my dreams just bloom. I was looking for I couldn't find where the actual like grown plants were. I could have sworn that you could just place already grown plants, but I couldn't find them. So I just kind of ignored that, placed some flowers in them, just some like different rare flowers. I didn't even fill up all of them. So if you end up downloading this house to the gallery, there's like 3 or 4 different like rare plants that you can plant there to start off your planting flower business. And then I'm just adding, some other plants. And I think that this will be wrapping up the backyard pretty soon. Yeah, we're just landscaping this back area. And I didn't really find a good way to blend the rest of that space there, but we're just adding the mushrooms as our lighting in the backyard to continue that whimsical vibe. Cleaning up the front yard. I believe here soon we're going to be adding another cluster of plants to the front. I mean, you guys can tell me if this is too much. If this is too much and I have the too much gene, you can tell me. But I think that this ended up being really, really nice. Adding rocks are so important to landscaping. It definitely helps to break it up. Yeah, I just really liked this lot. I think that the outside of it looks so nice. And then we're going to be jumping to the inside, guys. Oh, yeah, I did add a path to the planters over here to blend it just a little bit more. And I think I ended up putting a little bit more plants here as well. Whenever I have a backyard one day, I'm not going to want just a lot of open space. I want it to be full of plants. All the plants. So many plants. So this is me showing you, again, what before the shell challenge looked like. And after. So before, after, before, after, before, after. because people were coming into my stream and they didn't know what we were going with, and it ended up the outside looks really nice. So we're just adding some outdoor lights as well, and I think we're gonna be getting into the inside. Y'all, when I tell you I'm so happy with the inside, it was definitely a much smaller space than I realized. And one of my viewers had told me, well, maybe you could make it like a little atrium to where that triangle is outside, but it didn't end up looking okay. So I was trying to figure out what to do with the stairs because it's so small. Oh my gosh, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the stairs. I just don't know. And I spent a good probably 20 minutes trying to figure out what to do with the stairs. And then as a community, we remembered there are ladders, and there was these little cutouts that were perfect to put ladders in. So I ended up deleting that wall because I had added that wall. So that's a ladder up to the top, and roofs clip, and sometimes you have to change the entire roof to get it to not clip, and I had to do that. But I think the roof actually ended up being better than it was before. I don't really remember now what it looked like before, but I think it ended up being better. Everybody agreed that it ended up being better, so I think it ended up good. I think it ended up good, and then it doesn't clip anymore, so it's good to go. I think that was all. Yeah, sorry for all the rotating again. So saved my game. Now we're working on the bottom. I really wanted to use this bigger door, but it just really didn't work, so I ended up sticking to that door. That was my most ugly face. You can see that on stream. This was the perfect dining room, because in my opinion, I love lots of windows for a dining room, and I figured that this would just be such a beautiful dining room. We ended up realizing that you cannot put ladders on top of themselves, which I was really hoping you could, so we ended up putting a ladder on the other side, making sure that rock wasn't clipping through. And now back to working on the dining table. So this is a very, very small space. So we had to use a small dining table, but we were still able to get 4 in, making sure all the plants aren't clipping in. And I mean, we really just kept it really simple. I ended up making this top area a loft. I know, a loft. I know. I've never had a loft ever before, but I figured that this was just the perfect house to do it. And with all of those windows and with looking out into the mountain, I just thought it looked so beautiful. I added this really nice big lamp there so you can see the lamp coming down. It's very industrial chic. And then the loft, and I added some plants onto the loft, so it's the plants were going down, and it's just a mood. I would love to live somewhere like this. I would love to live somewhere like this so much. It's just the perfect place for 1 person, 1 to 2 people. It's just perfect. So I'm going back and showing people again what the shell looked like before and what it looks like now, because people were coming in and they were like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm doing a shell challenge. Add a little plant. I couldn't really, I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed in the Sims rug options. We ended up layering 2 different rugs on top of each other, and I figured that looked pretty nice. I really wanted to keep good neutral tones, and then we started working on the kitchen. I really like how this kitchen turned out. I think it ended up being really cute. It's a small kitchen, but it's really all you need. Really, really cute. I really liked it. And then we added an island, which, it's a very small space for an island, but it's still workable. It's still movable. Added a window above the sink because there wasn't a window there. And it just, I don't know. I think it just ended up looking really cute. We ended up sticking with the all white cabinetry. Adding a plant in the corner. I believe we also add a painting on that wall later on. And then the living room was just a nightmare. I really didn't know what to do with the living room. I wanted to wall mount a TV, but we already had 2 TVs on this lot. So I figured, maybe we don't need a TV. And I tried seeing okay, well, maybe we could section it out a little bit, add a wall, but it just really closed off the space too much. So we ended up adding just bookshelves. It took me a minute to finagle putting the bookshelves in the right spot, but I think it ended up looking nice, and we just added it as a little reading nook area. And I don't know, I think that ended up good, because people, if they really wanted to watch TV outside, when I have people over, there's an entire outdoor area that's for TV. Inside, there's some books, so you can sit there. It's just a very chill area. And I don't know, I think it turned out good. So we just added some, more decorations, added a rug to the area. I think, yeah, that's the rug we ended up keeping. Added some artwork on the wall. I really like that green one. The only thing that sucks about it is that when you are downstairs, you can still see it. You can see it right there. And then we realized that we don't have a bathroom in this house yet, and I did not know where to put the bathroom. It is such a small space. So we ended up putting the bathroom downstairs, and now I'm kind of figuring out how I'm designing my loft bedroom. I love it. I love a loft bedroom, man. I've never used this dresser before either, and there's so many things in The Sims that I never use, and building challenges really bring that out. So we're adding some wall. I think I ended up doing, we did a 2 brick walls and then a bluish gray toned wall. We added a little rug into here, and that was the bathroom complete. It ended up looking really nice. I would love to live in a place like this. I love lofts in the first place. I want a loft apartment so bad. Now we're working on the downstairs. So this is a little bit of a weird area. I ended up putting the bathroom down here. Just a little bit of a weird area, but it's a full functioning bathroom. It's actually a pretty good sized bathroom, and it's pretty basic. I didn't really do anything special with it. It's just a little bathroom, Yeah. And I ended up changing it to black. And then we use this because it's a pool and it's a full functioning pool. We just put some chairs down here. We made this just a little chill vibe area. We added some of the restaurant, I think they're the restaurant lights on the walls. And it's just a really nice area for you to come, go in the pool, chill. You can go take a shower after you're done with the pool. And it is a little strange that it's in a basement, but you gotta do what you gotta do, So you come in, I'm gonna tilt it so you can't. This is the house. This is our little dining room area. I'm gonna turn it nighttime so you can see it all lit up. This is our little dining room area. It's a very small build. I don't know how to use this Sims 3 camera yet, so. This is our little reading nook right here. You walk in and you see the little reading nook. And then that's our entryway. Ignore me. Trying to get the looky-loo right. And then that is our kitchen that we did. So we've got kitchen, dining room, reading nook, and then you go upstairs. Okay. So your upstairs bedroom is a loft. So you've got your little loft, you got your column here. You can see out over the dining room table and the dining room area. And that's your little loft for your bedroom. And then when you are, look, this is your whole dining room, kitchen, little reading nook area. And then there's the stairs that go up right there and the stairs that go down. And then you have this little chillin' vibe down by your enormous secret pool. So you enter into the pool right there, and then this is your pool to swim around in. And then this is the bathroom as well. So I'll remove the walls, and then that's your bathroom. Yeah, I think my shell challenge is complete.